Now, a CNN political commentator and former senior Obama official, Van Jones, who's been out in the field talking to Trump supporters. His reports are going to air next week. Also, CNN political commentator and Trump supporter, Jeffrey Lord. You know, hearing the dispute at Harvard between the Trump campaign and the Clinton campaign, you hear from some Democrats, and it makes it sound as if all Trump supporters are members of the alt-right, are white supremacists, which is obviously just an unfair, broad brush characterization.
Yeah, look, I mean, you now have two political parties that have big problems, and they won't admit it, and they talk past each other. So it is true that there was a white nationalist part of the Trump phenomenon. It is unfair, though, to the vast majority of Trump voters to say that they are all that. All of them are a part of that. It's also, of course, unfair to the rest of Americans to say that there was no white nationalist or neo-Nazi involvement.
But I mean, the families you've been speaking to in some reports that you're going to have on the program next week, it's not about any of that. It's about the real pain that's out there.
Yeah. I think that where liberals are having a lot of heartbreak is that for liberals, and I count myself as a very strong progressive, it's either you're racist or you're anti-racist. It's either you're sexist or anti-sexist. It's a binary choice. So if you vote for someone who said something racist, you're a racist yourself. Okay, that's just not true. For some people, those inflammatory comments were delightful. I would say those people are probably bigots. For a lot of people, they were distasteful, but they weren't disqualifying. So if you ask somebody who voted for Trump, would you want your kids talking about people the way Trump did? No. Did you think that was a positive thing for the country? No. But I voted for him anyway, for other reasons.
You also make the distinction between constructive, what was your term?
Constructive disagreement versus destructive disagreement.
Right.
I think some people now are saying, well, can't we all just get along and not have any disagreements at all? Well, that's foolish too. You can have disagreements, but they should be more constructive. Listen, if you're all for markets and I'm all for government, we disagree. And I don't have to change my mind and you don't. But guess what? If we talk about it constructively, we might come up with a public-private partnership that's better than your idea and my idea. That's how democracy is supposed to work. We aren't even trying to find common ground anymore.
And Jeff, it doesn't seem like, I mean, you know, there's this debate obviously going on among Democrats. Is it resistance, as some are calling it? Is it doing what they criticize the Republicans for doing to President Obama when he first came in office, of just obstruct, or do you try to reach across and find common ground?
Well, I think that there's a happy medium there. I think that either political party's objective is to push their agenda forward and their principles forward. You don't have to be obstructing all the time, but you do, if you honestly feel that the president of the moment is taking the country in the wrong direction, there's nothing wrong with standing up and voting against him. It's the president's task, whomever that may be, to find areas of agreement to move the country in what he feels is the right direction. So I'm less critical of Democrats for thinking that they can be quote unquote obstructionists, because there is a political price to pay. I mean, if they do this in the right way, they'll be rewarded. If they do it in the wrong way, they'll lose.
Right. I mean, if things get done, then it actually benefits not only the country, obviously, but politically the president in power and his party.
Right, and so
that's right.
So now you have Democrats who say, listen, the same people who are telling us, there's hypocrisy on both sides.
Right.
The Republicans are being completely hypocritical. They say, give him a chance, give him a chance. The same Republicans who didn't give Obama a chance and said they wanted him to fail, and they said he was, he didn't have the right birth certificate and all that. So they're being hypocritical not to understand why Democrats might want to block. At the same time, the Democrats who before were saying, can't we all get along, kumbaya, put the country first, are now saying never, 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 never. I think what's going to have to happen is where Democrats feel strongly about, say, the Muslim community being mistreated or dreamers being drug out of colleges and deported, those kinds of issues, it's going to have to be obstruction. But other issues, there may be common ground. My frustration is this, though. I can tell you 3 times that Democrats supported W on his wars, on education, and on immigration. I can't tell you 1 time Republicans supported President Obama.
Jeff, can you?
Getting Osama bin Laden, I think there was a unanimous agreement that he did a great thing there. I certainly thought so.
But that
Anderson,
that wasn't a legislative initiative. I mean,
Right,
you know,
right.
killing
Well,
America's
but
greatest
Anderson,
enemy, you know, who
right.
was responsible for the slaughter of U.S.
But
citizens and others is
this
understandable.
goes to the point that I was trying to make earlier. If you believed, as a lot of Republicans believed, that the president's self-professed agenda of transforming America and taking it in the view of many Republicans and conservatives, was a socialist direction, then they're right to oppose that. They're right to stand up and say no. And they get blowback from internally. I think that's one of the reasons why John Boehner lost his speakership, et cetera. They get a lot of blowback for cooperating.
Van, Jeff, thanks so much.